Hi, this is Michael. Welcome back to the World War II Book Guide. Today we're going to talk about Keitel, the memoirs of Field Marshal Wilhelm Keitel. Now, I only became aware of this book a little over a year ago. Now, as most of you know, Wilhelm Keitel was tried, indicted, and executed in Nuremberg. I did not know that he took the time to write a memoir. Now, he wrote this book in the 6 weeks immediately prior to his execution. The final 2 weeks after sentence had been handed down and he knew that he would be executed. Now, the book was initially published in German in 1961. This is U.S. edition from 66. In this edition, it's in 3 parts. There's an introduction, there's the body of the memoir, and then a final section called the indictment. Now, the first and final sections were written by German historian Walter Görlitz, the introduction and the indictment. I don't think that they really add anything to this book at all. For those of us who have a deep enough interest to want to read the memoir of Keitel, we already know his history and his background and his role, and we're very aware of what the indictment was and why he was ultimately found guilty. The book itself doesn't really offer anything new or stunning, but it is an interesting perspective. Keitel was in almost daily communication, daily meetings with Hitler, and had the task of translating Hitler's words and actions and thoughts into commands that could be executed by the military. It was a highly unenviable job in my mind. He was ridiculed by other German generals. They referred to him as Lapkeitel, meaning Hitler's lapdog. I mean, who knew German generals could be so mean? He was also continually ridiculed by Adolf Hitler, often in front of people. Halder once asked him, "Why do you put up with this?" And he said, "It's for you." His argument being, somebody has to do this job. I accept that and I do it. Now, Keitel wasn't a particularly intelligent guy. He wasn't particularly personable, but he was considered hardworking, diligent, and loyal. He was also compliant to authority, which is why Hitler chose him for this job and why he did it. His argument at Nuremberg was the same as the rest of the Nazis. I was only following orders, with a little bit of a twist of somebody had to do the job. But it is an interesting personal perspective, particularly since it's written by a guy who knew what the outcome was going to be. Even prior to the final judgment, he could pretty well know that he was going to be executed. This isn't a post-war build up a myth about myself, make a book like Albert Speer did. So, for those of you who have a little bit deeper understanding of someone who played a key role in the German army during World War II, I think is a very valuable book. Next time, we're going to talk about a much more recent addition to literature, a 3-volume set. This is Volume 1, on the Pacific War by Ian W. Toll. So until then, I'm Michael, the World War II Book Guy, and thank you.